Hey there, welcome to our channel and welcome back to my kitchen. Y'all come on in. Today we're going to test out a recipe from an old English cookbook from 1973. Alright, we're going to be making this peasant soup today, and here's their rendition, and I actually have a crock kind of like that, so that's what we're going to serve ours in. And I'm actually going to half this recipe because it serves 6. And don't worry about how much this peasant soup costs, because it is for peasants, okay? There's not a lot to it. It's mostly seasoning and broth, and a little goes a long, long way. As far as the ingredients go, all of it nearly is spices. There are like 4 main ingredients. Everything else is spices. And you should have those spices in your cupboard anyway. You're going to need some potatoes. The recipe actually calls for 2 large russet potatoes, but this is what I have. This is what I'm going to use. 1 pound of stew meat, and I actually don't have but about 1/2 pound because there's just Randy and I, and I'm halving the recipe. Some beef broth that I made out of Knorr bouillon. I have 1 quart of that. Some Parmesan cheese, 1/4 cup of flour, just all-purpose flour, 1 clove of garlic, 1 onion, 1 medium onion, 3 or 4 tablespoons of butter. Then we got dill weed, pepper, salt, paprika, bay leaves, thyme, and parsley. And you're going to want some crusty bread to serve with it, and that is it. That is it. All told on this, I don't have $5–6 in it total, including the stew meat. Everything, $5–6. Done. Hey, and we're going to use my new Caldero pot. I don't remember what video I introduced it on, but I am in love with this thing. When I first got it, I thought I was going to send it back, but I truly love it. It's lightweight, easy to clean, doesn't stick, but it's not Teflon no stick. It is wonderful. Randy will put a link down there if you're interested. I love my new pot. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn my stove on. There we go. And we're going to shoot for a medium high. It doesn't need to be more than medium. We're going to put that on there. Take the lid off. We're going to take that 3 tablespoons of butter. Drop it in there and let that get hot. And give that a little round. See if we can get that to go ahead and melt. But we want it nice and hot. And bubbly now. I'm going to drop my stew meat. Wasn't quite hot enough, or I should have got, oh, there we go. Now we got a sizzle. There we go. And you really do want that sizzle. You want your butter hot enough to get that nice brown coloring, because we're going to leave these in here and let them get that nice brown coloring all around before we go any further. Okay, now we're going to rough cut an onion. Which rough cut, you know, to me means 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's a rough cut to me. 1. I had an onion accident. There we go. That's all I need for that. And we need 1 nice clove of garlic. We're going to smash it. Take the shell off. I like to take that little end out. Right there. I take that out. And then we just mince it right up. Okay, now it's back to the stove. Give these a good flip and turn around. See how easy they fly around that pan? Oh, makes me so happy. Some of them are not. There we go. Some of them you might need to manhandle a little to get them to flip, but here we go. Just a few more minutes now. Now it's time to add those onions. Those have been sauteing for, like 5 to 7 minutes. In go my onions. And we're going to let those cook for 5 to 7 minutes. Let them get translucent. Onions been cooking 5 to 7 minutes. I'm going to put my garlic in there. Gonna stir. And then as soon as it gets fragrant, we'll start adding spices. Which is about now. I need a half a teaspoon of parsley. I need a half a teaspoon of thyme. Now y'all remember, I'm making a half a recipe. So feel free, if you have a bigger family and you need that much, or you just want to keep it in the fridge, double it, triple it, quadruple it. It'll work. Okay? Need a couple of bay leaves. I'm gonna put 3 little ones in there. Check my recipe. Same thing. I need a half a teaspoon of paprika. Half a teaspoon of salt. Basically, it's a half, for this amount, it's a half a teaspoon of everything. Now, pepper's a little different because I have a grinder. That's with my heart. We like a lot of pepper. So round and around we go. Now, we're going to leave that dill weed for later. It does not go in right now. So I didn't forget it. We're leaving it. Okay, now the aromatics, you want to let them get nice and hot. Start to work, and it smells heavenly. Okay, now that that's all done, we're going to take our flour, a 1/4 cup, or 4 tablespoons. Oops, I'm halving the recipe. Oops, that's the whole thing. 2 tablespoons.
Thick gravy.
We're going to have thick gravy. Just 2 tablespoons on a half. Now we're just going to give that a good stir. And we're going to get that flour taste right on out of there. Well, I'm glad I caught that. I was originally going to do the whole recipe, and I'm like, we really don't need that. But here we go. And we're going to let that just brown just a few more minutes. Get rid of that chalky flour taste. We're going to give it just a couple more little stir around rounds. We're going to get our 4 cups of beef bouillon, which is any kind of bouillon you want. You can use the cartons. I use the Knorr, and I just make it myself. Or if you have homemade beef broth, that would be so much better. But I don't have any right now. So, gonna give that a good stir. We're gonna let this come up to a full rolling boil. And then we're gonna turn it down to low. And we're gonna let it simmer for about 30 minutes, and then we'll add those potatoes. It's been about 30 minutes. Give her a good stir. Yeah, my gravy's coming right along. Okay. Now what we're gonna do, now the original in the book recipe for the whole recipe is 2 large russet potatoes. I don't have any russet potatoes. I got these little bitty ones. So what I'm gonna do is it said to cut it into small pieces. So I went ahead and washed them. And I'm just gonna cut them into little bite-sized pieces, just like that, till it looks like enough for Randy and I. Just little small squares to what I think would be 1 large russet potato. I think probably 1 more. And that should be my equivalent. Gonna give that a stir. Put the lid back on. And it should take, I don't know, somewhere around 20 minutes or so. So full cooking time on this is about an hour, unless you're using like really gristly stew meat. Now then you might want to leave it an extra hour, you know, just to tenderize that stew meat. But this was really nice, beefy looking. It was a nice stew meat, and Randy already ate a piece and said it was tender, so I'm good with the hour. So 20 minutes or so on those potatoes. Dinner will be ready. Taste test time, Randy. It's time to go. Let's go. I'm hungry.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, come on.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to be honest with you. I already tasted this stuff, and it is really good. It's off the chain. It's rich.
Very rich.
And she accidentally used too much flour, so it's very creamy.
Yep, very thick.
Which is okay. So it goes from the soup to a little bit of a stew. Okay, but if you like it one way or the other, that's how you make it. Very delicious. I taste the dill.
Oh, the dill. Inevitably, when you're filming, something always goes wrong. When you sprinkle the Parmesan over your soup, when you go to serve, you also take a little bit of dill weed, just a pinch of dill weed, and it said just to sprinkle it over the top. Well, I did that, but you didn't get to see me do that. Par for the course of videoing.
But that's all right.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to take my soup. I'm going to head inside and I'm going to finish it off. Y'all take care. Like, subscribe, and share. Hit that hype button if you can. Go ahead, babe.
And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.